अथ यदेवैतदादित्य शुक्लम्बाः सैव सा अथ यन्नीलं परः कृष्णं तदमस् तत्साम अथ य एषो अन्तरादित्ये हिरण्मयः पुरुषो दृश्यते हिरण्यश्मश्रुर्हिरण्यकेश आपृणखात् सर्व एव सुवर्णः. अथ then yadevaitat aditya शुक्लम्बा, that which is this, the white light of the sun, is itself denotes the letter Sa, which is a constant of the name Sama. And Atha, yan Neelam Para Krishnam, on the other hand, the one that is deep blue, so deep that it seems to be deep black, Para Krishnam, Tad Amaha, that denotes the letter Ama, which is a constant of the name Sama. Tat Sama. That's how this name Sama is constituted of Sa and Ama. That means to say, why this analogous has been given over here? What's the reason? To show the permanent association of the two colors in the sun. All that we have seen before also, Sa and Ama division is only meant to show the permanent association. Nitya Sanslishta is the word used by Bhashikara. The permanent association of the two parts, just like the two letters permanent association, leads to the name Sama, which has got a permanent sense in it. Similarly, these association of what you have seen, the earth and fire, is not earth and fire, and then space and air, then the sun and what was there? With sun, heaven and sun, and then comes stars and moon, then the white color and the deep black color of the light rays of the sun. So these are the 5 divisions that you are seeing here. Totally. So there are the permanent associations at different planes, and they have to be meditated upon on the Rik and Sam. Then now he says, Atha yayeshantara aditya hiranmaya purusha drishyate hiranyashmashroha hiranyakeshaha apranakhat sarvaiva suvarnaha. Yayesha antar aditya, that which is seen up there inside the sun, there is a person. How is he? Golden person. The golden person does not mean there is a golden idol there. What is the use of that golden idol? How can he have finger joints, this and that called as Rik and Sama's finger joints? Let it be solved. It will be told, therefore it is not right to think here it is a golden Purusha, but it has, the meaning is, just like golden is a lustrous Purusha, luminous person. The whole body is full luminous, except for the eyes. How luminous? Not only the person is luminous, even his beards are luminous. Hiranyashmashroha, Hiranyakesha, his hairs, mustache, beard, everything, every part, apranakat, every part from the nail, sarva eva, to everything is suvarna eva, is luminous, is lustrous. Bhashikara speaks now, te vaite bha shukla krishnatve. Very short is taking because this has been explained again and again before 5 times. Therefore he said, teva ete bha shukla krishnatve. Those which are these very bright lights, shining lights, the white color rays and the black rays, the deep blue which seem to be deep black color rays. There's so much dense blue, it seems to be deep black color. Those rays, Sa, Cha, Amascha, they are the constituent of the name Sama, the Sa and Ama. After having told this much, this is not end. This is the whole divine plane is going on. From earth to the top we have gone, everything. And in that ultimate Purusha we are seeing how that Purusha is now. Because that Purusha we want to see in in our eyes. We have to meditate it, close the eyes, see that Aditya Mandal Purusha is Hiranyashmashra, Hiranyakesha, Hiranyamaya, and Kapyasa Pundarika Makshani Yasya Sa, Yasya Udititi Nama, Saiva Asmin Dakshine Akshana Purusha. Yoyam Dakshina Purusha, Saiva Aham Asmi Asmin Hridaya Purusha, Harda Purusha. Ate Soham Aditya Asmi. This Ahangara Upasana. This is how we have to meditate, that I am myself, the self within this upadhi, which I actually think by egoistic that I am this. This is nothing but actually the Surya. Yosau Aditya, so asmin Dakshina Purusha, yo asmin Dakshina Purusha, Saiva Aham asmin Harda Purusha. To make that unity of all the three Purushas. The one which is existing in the external world, the one which is existing in this upadhi, which is giving us light to see the world, and the one that's always giving light to everything in this world. All are one and the same, no difference in it. To bring that unity, he has started this. He first said the Rik and Sama unity he brought. And in that Rik and Sama, we are seeing two things which have got permanent association: earth and fire. Is not? Space and air, heaven and sun, stars and moon, and the white light and the black light. And these are not permanently associated. Similarly, there is a permanent association between 1, 2, and the 3. And that permanent association has to be meditated. And with which quality? And what should be the name? And the name also is a quality itself. All those things he wants to explain. That's why this meditation started. Therefore, it's not different thing. Atha means it's not changing the topic here. The context is not changed. After having known the permanent association at the 5 different stages, beginning from the earth up to the sun's light. Now in that sun, you will see the Purusha. Yayesha Antar Aditya Purusha. Because of that sun only, you are meditating it as Sa and Dhamma. The Rik and Sama. You are on Rik and Sama, you are seeing it as the white light of the sun and the black light of the sun. So now we have reached up to sun from earth. Meditating on the different permanent associates on Rik and Sama, we have reached up to sun. And now we are getting into the sun. The person is within it. He is Antar Aditya. The Purusha who is within that sun. This is how Hiranyamaya Drishyate. He seems to be luminous and lustrous. No. Never. This is not Hiranyagarbha. Te vaite bha Shukla Krishtatve Sachamacha Samatha Yayeshwantar Aditya. Then this one who is inside that Aditya. Adityasya Anta Madhye. Anta means Madhye. You see, according to your body, the heart is not in the middle exactly. If you measure the body, and the heart will not come in exactly middle point. Does it come? Never. None of the creature it happens. But still what do you say? It is in the middle. It's Vyavahara is like that. Similarly, you need not see that sun exactly in the middle only should be there. Middle in the sense, the one who is doing abhimana of that one, in the heart of the sun. Hiranyamaya eva Hiranyamaya. As though it is made of gold, it seems to be so. That means it is lustrous, like gold. It glitters like gold. Nahi Suvarna Vikarattam Devasa Sambhavati. It's impossible that a deity or a god can ever be a transformation of some gold. A deity, how it can be? A god, how it can be a transformation of gold? Is impossible. Then what it is? Why you are telling this? Because later on, when we are going to discuss the different parts of his body, it will be told Rik Sama Geshnatva, Apahata Papmatva, Asambhava. 2 qualities will be told there. You should see the Rik and Sama as joints of the fingers. Geshna. And the other quality is beyond sin. And how can a golden idol be beyond sin? It is impossible. There is no sin, no virtue in a golden idol. Because golden idol means what? It's lifeless. A lifeless thing, can it have virtues and sins? Impossible. That's what it's telling. Nahi savarne, achetane. Savarne means achetane. Papmadi praptirasti, yena pratisiddhyeta. It's impossible that in a lifeless, with a golden transformed idol, in that there is no possibility of having any sins at all. Then how we are going to deny it? Prapto satyam nishedha. If there is anything that there's a possibility of certain thing, then you can negate it. If there is no possibility at all, there is no meaning in negation. In a lifeless thing, if it is a gold, the idol is made of gold, there is a gold transformed idol, then it can never have any sins or virtues. Then why you are negating apata papma? Why you are telling that Aditya Purusa apata papma? He is beyond the sins. And whoever meditates so, he will also become beyond the sins. This is what he will tell, the result of this meditation. So therefore, it can never be accepted. Hiranyamaya means golden. Should not be taken like that. Golden eva. Just like golden. That means as gold is lustrous and glitterous, similarly is this Purusha also is luminous, lustrous and always glittering like gold. Chakshushecha grahanat. And the most important thing said, beside this, this will not consider the later one. What you will say? One that is there, the same is here in the eyes. Can anybody see in the eyes a golden Purusha? Is it possible that golden Purusha, the golden man, the golden person is over there? The same golden person can be in the eyes? How you can meditate that? How you can equate both the Purusha? Unless it is not Chetan, it's not a lifeful thing. You cannot equate it to each other. Life can be there, life can be here, life can be here also. And you can equate all together one. You can identify all together one. But if it is an idol, how can it be that big idol, such a big sun, maybe in the middle, the big idol of 1,000 feet height, how can that can be in these eyes? It's possible. Chakshushecha agrahanat. It's impossible to meditate of the same idol to be in the eyes, which is being told later on. This will not coincide with the later statement, that means to say. Agrahanat means what? This statement will not coincide with the next statement, which is going to be told later. See that person, golden person, in your right eye. When you are going to tell this statement, what is going to happen to that statement? It will not coincide with this statement at all. The person seen in the eye will be the statement later on. Ato, so then what it is? Luptopamayeva. Luptopamayeva. Here the upama is lupta. That means the word which has to be used for comparison is not used. Eva. Hiranmayavat. You can say vat also, no? Tena tulyam kriyachet vatihi. You could have told Hiranyamayavat, Hiranyamaya eva. That vati pratyay or eva, aveya, the indeclinable eva, is not being used. That's why it's called lupta upama. The word of comparison, the word which denotes comparison, or which the meaning of the word which is comparison, is not being used. Lupta upama eva, Hiranyamaya shabdo. So, then what is the meaning actually of this Hiranyamaya? Jyotirmaya ityartha. This is the actual meaning of the word. Jyotirmaya is luminous. Uttareshvapi samana yojana. And the subsequent Hiranyamaya words will become again and again. In all those Hiranya words, take the same meaning, he says. The same meaning should be constitute, yojana. Constitute. Purusha. Now it's going to derive and tell you the meaning of the word Purusha. What is meant by Purusha? Very important. Puri Shayana. Puretiva. Two meanings. Puri Shayana. One who sleeps in the town. The Purusha word is derived as follows. The one person who is residing or sleeping actually, Shayana, sleeping in the Puri. Puri means town. What is a town? This body itself. Or the other meaning is telling the sense here, the Purusha word can be used. Purayativa svena atmana jagaditi. He fills, Purayati fills or pervades everything by his own self. The whole universe is pervading the whole universe by himself. He is filling with the Chaitanya, that means with he is filling up the life in the whole world through his own life. So how you came to know this? There's such a Purusha in sun. दृश्यते निवृत्त चक्षुर्भिः समाहित चेतोभिः ब्रह्मचर्यादि साधनापेक्षैः. This he brings everywhere. Bhashyakara, he says a person or persons who have closed their eyes to the worldly objects. Nivritta chakshuri. Not only the eyes in the sense all the senses. That's the next word, samahita chetobhi. Absolute concentrated mind it is. But only by such persons. And not only these two Visheshanas. He has well controlled all his sense organs. They close the 10 doors first towards the world. And the 11th door, if it's dancing around, is also no use. Empty mind is devil's house then. Therefore, he says what it is doing, it's also absolutely concentrated mind. That 11th door has been closed. And that is also not dancing around. Even then, in the vasanas, inside the heart, in the depth, in the subconscious, something else may happen. So no, it's no question of that. Brahmacharya is sadhana apeksha. A person is following such spiritual disciplines just like celibacy, etc. There is controlled these vasanas also. There only such a person can control brahmacharya. How can otherwise a brahmacharya can be controlled? Without controlling vasanas. Because the vasanas will come up and say, come on, enjoy the world. They'll force you to enjoy the world. Then you have to control it. Without controlling that, there's no brahmacharya at all. Therefore he says here, so he's bringing all the three things. Nivritta chakshubhihi, samahita chetobhihi, brahmacharya sadhanapekshascha drishyate. And such a person, and by such a person only, this Hiranyamaya Purusha inside that sun can be seen. Tejasvinopi. The question arises now, the Purupakshi asks, okay, his whole body is luminous, but his beard and mustache should be black. He's not a grand old grandpapa. He should have at least black beard and black mustache. Maybe Tejasvino api, you see the Purupakshi, the object is telling, Tejasvino api shmashrukeshadya Krishna siho, he says. Then Krishna is a young man. He's all, my God cannot be old. He is not walking with a stick. My God is always young. Therefore, his young means he should be having black mustache and black hairs, black beard. Therefore, even though his whole body is luminous, the objector says, even though his body is luminous, but still maybe at least his beards, his mustache and his hairs are surely black. When that the answer Shruti says, Ato Vishinashti, Shruti says, no, Baba, never think like that. He is giving a Visheshana here now. An adjective is being given to show the color of that also. The color of the beard, the color of this mustache, the color of the hairs. How are they? He says, Hiranyashva Shruha, Hiranyakesha Iti. Even they are lustrous and luminous. No doubt. Jyotirmayani eva sisma shruni keshaschit. That means to say, even his hairs and mustache and beard and everything is Jyotirmaya, is luminous, lustrous and glittering. More, you may ask, maybe his dentists are sitting here, maybe his teeth are white. No, even that is luminous. Even that is luminous. Don't doubt anything. There is apranakha. From the tip of the nails up to the topmost hair on the head, everything is luminous. Pranakha, nakhagram, nakhagrena saha. Pranakha means nakhagram, the tip of the tail. Nakhagrena saha, from the tip of the tail, nail up to the top. Sarvaha Suvarnam Eva Bharup ityartha. Gold like it is lustrous. You have to mean in this way. There is an exception still. Even the whole body, everything is lustrous and luminous, but except for his eyes. How are his eyes? Tasya tha kapyasam pundarikam eva makshani. Tasya uditi nama. Saesha sarvebhya papmabhya uditi. Udeti havai sarvebhya papabhyo. Ye evam veda. Now, Bhashyakara, first to take one sentence of Bhashya as introduction to this mantra, that is why. Tasyevam sarvata swarna varnasyapi akshnor visheshaha. That person who is in the middle of that sun, about whom certain adjectives have been already discussed. Swarna varnasyapi, even though sarvata, his whole body is luminous, glitters like gold, lustrous like gold. Even though it is so, but still akshnavar visheshaha, there is some speciality in his eyes. What is that? Katham? Now we get into the Shakti. Tasya. So, as stated before, that person, of that person, Tasya, eyes, Akshini, are like Yatha, Kapyasam Pundarikam, are like lotus. But usually, the lotus, famous lotus is white color. White color of lotus famous. Or the next common thing is the red lotus. And nowhere famous is golden lotus. Brahmakamal, famous in the north. In the Himalaya, it's the golden lotus. Brahmakamal, it's called as. So now here telling the color has to mention of the eyes. It's just like Kamal, it's a lotus. But state the color of the lotus is giving the word Kapyasam. On this word is a big fight between Ramanujacharya and Shankaracharya. Big fight. Ramanujacharya can never tolerate this, the meaning taken by Bhashyakara. He said, foolish fellow. He has taken the meaning as a seat of the monkey. How is it possible? Bandar ka chutad. ऐसे कैसे होगा? He becomes angry and he given worst words I have been used there when he's speaking on this Ramanuja. But Bhashyakara says, understand, there's certain places, there are actually prejudices there. Prejudices there. It is upupit upama. It is not direct upama to the eyes. We are not directly comparing the color of the seat of the monkey to the eyes. There we are comparing the color. The color of the seat of the monkey is put into Pundarika in the lotus. And that lotus, which has got such a color, is being compared to the eyes. Not directly the color to the eyes. So what's wrong in it? And you are doing so much gaurava. Kapyasam is what it is. Kam pibati iti kapihi. Kam means jalam. Pibati yena. For lotus, there is this one, what you call it, straw type below. Stem. That stem is called as kapi. The stem on which the lotus is sitting. Awesome. And through that stem it drinks the water, is it not? The flower. Therefore he said, kam means jalam. Pibati. Yena. Iti kapihi. Kamala nalaha. Or suryava. Even sun is also what? He is drinking the water. Kam bibati. Is that it's Kamala Nala, the stem of the lotus, or sun? Tera asyate vikasyate kapyasa. Because of that stem, the flower, what happens? It opens up, blooms. Vikasati, it blooms. Kapyasa means the blooming of lotus. That means when the lotus blooms, what's the color of it? That is the color of the eyes. He takes it directly. Kapyasam Pundarikam. Kapyasam means blooming. Pundarikam means lotus. The color of the blooming lotus is the color of the eyes. It takes it directly in this way. But you are making a Vigraha, making a big samasa here. Mahagaurava. Kapi asyate yana. Very famous. Kapi means what? Everybody knows. Because all have done like that also. They danced like monkey and all. Everybody knows Kapi means monkey. Asyate yana. The seat of the monkey. The Kapyasam word is simple samas if you take. Kapi asyate ena. The simple samasa also, simple compound if you take, the meaning is there, and that meaning does not degrade your God. It's not an insulting your God. Why you are so much worried and feeling that how can such a degraded comparison can be given, simile can be given for our God's eyes? It's not insulting or degrading here. Bhashyakara would tell, yoga peksha rudhiriva. Rudhi purvaka lakshanayascha rudhi sannihitvatvat prabalyam. In Purva Mimamsa, in Nyaya, it's told, yoga peksha rudhi riva. Even though, as a yogic word, instead of a yogic word, the rudhi word is very strong. No doubt. Is Balavan. But, if you are doing rudhi purvaka lakshana also, that's Gauravam. You take a Rudi meaning. You see, if you take yoga, Rudher Baliyasi, is the rule, is it not? And what you are doing now? Rudhi Purvaka Lakshana. Rudhi Purvaka Lakshana. Rudhi Purvaka Lakshana Ascha. Rudi Sannihitvatvat Prabalyam. Rudi Sannihitvatvat Prabalyam. What Ramanujacharya is taking yogic. And what we are saying, we are not taking Rudi, but we are through Rudi doing Lakshana. Even that Lakshana is close to Rudi, therefore better than yogic. Even that is stronger than yogic, that Lakshana also. Purva Mimamsa, it is third chapter, 5th pada, and I think 10th or 11th something is the Nyaya Adhikarana there. Udgatrichamasam. The word is there, Udgatrichamasam. Udgatara. By the word Udgatara, whom you are going to take? There is Bhavachanam here. The Purva Pakshi will take all the 16 people, all the 16 Udga. But Bhashyakara says, what is the necessity? Udgat Gana is also Bhavachanam. Only 4 you take. Why you want to take 16? You have to do Lakshana here a lot. Not only yogic. But you take the yogic meaning Udgata and close to Lakshana you do it. It will come to his assistants. Only 3. Therefore by the word Udgata Raha, you can take only 4, not the 16. Similarly here also, first you take a Rudi, monkey, and then do it Lakshana to its seat. That's better than going completely to yogi. And in your meaning that you are taking, you want to non-differentiate Kapyasam and Puntrikam. They are not 2 different words. It means the same. But what we want to do is, Kapyasam is an adjective only. And Puntrikam is a noun. But he wants to make both as a noun. To make Kapyasam also a noun, he is doing a lot of exercise there. If what kam pibadiri kapihi, kamalnala suryova, tena asyate, vikasyate. You say asyate, you have to change the meaning of the dhatu completely. When here we can take the same meaning, asadhatu upaveshanam. We are not changing any meaning. Kapi means monkey. As it is Rudi, we took the meaning. Asadhatu is sitting. We took the seat. The meaning of asyate ena we said. Instrumental case by which you are going to sit. That is the seat. So we are taking the direct meanings as told in the Vyakarana and the Posha and everywhere. You are completely taking yogic. Taking such a yogic meaning is very, very wrong. It is hopeless than this Lakshana also. Whereas this Lakshana is depending on Rudi, and a Lakshana closer to Rudi is more stronger than completely Yogi. This is the rule in Purvamimamsa. Applying that rule here in our Uttaramimamsa also, Bhashyakara says, Upamita Upama. The word he will use is Upamita Upama. Upamita Upama. First, the eyes have been Upamita with Pundarika, and that Pundarika is Upamita with Kapyasa. Na hinopama is the statement of Bhashyakara. Upamita Upamanatvat na hinopama. So, a lot of discussion is there on this when this word has been, this mantra is being taken in Brahma Sutra also. At that time, Vidyavarana, there is a Tika, commentary called Vidyavarana. He has discussed a lot, taking Ramanuja also, because he came after Ramanuja and wrote the commentary on Shankara Bhashya. And it's very good fight between the Vidyavarana has given good reasoning from Purvamimamsa, strongly condemning Ramanuja totally. So from that only I am telling all these things, from Vidyavarana Tika only. Brahma Vidyavarana is Tika, commentary. So, okay. So Kapyasam according to Acharya Shankara is more better the meaning. You are taking the seat of the monkey, and the seat of the color of the seat of the monkey is being put into Pundarika, the lotus, and that lotus is being compared to the eyes. Tasya, of that same person, Ud iti nama, we would like to say that his name is Ut iti, Uditi. Uditi is the name, not Aditi, Uditi. Sayesha sarvebhya papabhya uditaha. Why is this name Uditi of his? Because he who is always above, surely above all the sins. Sarvebhya papabhya uditah. Uditah means he is above. Above. He has risen above all the sins. That is why his name is Uditi. Similarly, evam Veda, he who knows thus about this and meditates on that Purusha or that person, luminous person, having this name and these qualities, he also, that person also surely will rise above all the sins. Sarvebhya papibhya udeti ha vai. Two indeclined verses is being used to give the certainly the meditator will get this result, no doubt. Bhashya. Tasya evam sarvadah suvarnavarnasya akshnor vishesha katham tasya yatha kapehe markatasya. Kape means markatasya, monkey, of monkey. What? Asaha means seat. Kapyasaha, seat of monkey. Asa, this word has been derived from the root asehe, upaveshanartatva, to sit. The meaning of that is to sit. And what you have done? You have brought ghai, the suffix, in the meaning of instrumental case. Asyate yena is the Vigrahavakya. The derivation of this word asa is asyate yena. Kapi prishtantha yena upavishati kapihi. The lowest part of the back of the monkey, by which or on which the monkey sits. Kapyas eva pundarikam. Now the Bhashyakara is saying it. Kapyas eva pundarikam. And pundarikam eva akshini. Upamitum it becomes like that. Atyanta tejasvi. That means to say very, very bright red color. Eva masya devasakshini. Similar is the eyes of this God. Upamitopamanatvat nahinopama. As and because the illustration this illustration is not blasphemous. The word used is blasphemous. Hinopama. Blasphemous is the English word usually used for this. The illustration given is not blasphemous. Why? The reason is, here what we are using is upamita upama. Because that which illustrates is itself compared with another one. The eye is illustrated by what? By lotus. And that lotus was also illustrated by another. Therefore, the eyes are not being illustrated directly by Kapyasam word. First, the eyes are illustrated by the Pundarikam, and though that Pundarikam is again illustrated by Kapyasam. So, upamit upamanatvat, it says. Tasyevam guna vishishtasya. Having endowed these qualities, now we are going to tell its indirect name. Gaunam nama. Gaunam ida nama. Tasya idam gaunam nama. This is the indirect name of that person who has been endowed with such qualities. What is that name? Uditi. Uditi. Now the question, objector asks, Maharaj, how is this possible? Why you are telling that this is Gaunam Nama, an indirect name? What is the indirectness in this? Katham Gaunatvam. How the indirectness has come into this name? Why don't you accept it as the direct name of the God? Then he says, Saesha Devaha Sarvapya Papanasaha Tad Karyebhya Ityartaha. Because the indirect name, Uditi, is risen above. Actually, he is how? Saesha Deva Sarvebhya Papebhya. That God which is under discussion is actually Sarvebhya Papebhya above Sahatat Karebhya, together with the results of the sins also. Sahatat Karebhya. The Karya means the effects or the results of the sins. He is above all that. Not only above sins, and at present also he is not experiencing any result of sin. In the 8th chapter, the 7th Brahmana, the first mantra, 871, Vakshati. About this Atma, it will be told very clearly. How is it? Ya Atma, apahata papa. All the sins have been destroyed in it. Nothing exists which can be stated to be virtue or sin. Here sins and sins, both virtue and sins. Udita, udita, iti udgata ityartha. Udita means udgata. In gado, to go, is the meaning of this dhatu, derived from this root. In gado. Gado means to go. He has gone where? Ut. Up. He has gone up. Gone up in the sense what? He has risen above all the sins. Ato asau unnama. That is why his name is Ut actually. We say Uditi. Ut iti Uditi. Tam evam guna sampannam unnamanam yathoktena prakarena yo veda sopi evam eva udeti udgacchati sarvebhya papabhya. Tam evam guna sampannam. That person who is possessed of these qualities and the name Ut, yathoktena prakarena, as stated above, in the same manner, if any person meditates, yo Veda, person meditates on that person in the same manner as stated in above, then surely sopi evam eva, then surely that person also, similar to that God, even that person will rise above all the sins and its results. Hava, the two indeclinables have been used here, indeclinables. For what purpose? Avadharanarthau nipathau. These are to make the certainty or to emphasize the surety of the results of such a meditation. Udityeva ityartha. Surely will rise above, the meditator will rise above the sins. This is the meaning of these two indeclinables.